What is up, guys? It's Torius here, back again with another video. And today I'm going to be talking about things I wish I knew at 15 years old, right? Because I'm a lot smarter now, right? I'm like 26, right? So I'm a little older than 15. So smash that like button, give me the 2K likes, subscribe if you're new, I almost forgot, and comment what you want me to talk about next time, and let's get into it. So I was thinking about doing 15 things I knew, like I wish I knew at 15, but I mean, I don't give a fuck. I'll just talk. I'll just say whatever I wish. So number one, right, or whatever, one thing I wish I knew at 15 years old, get a skill, right? That's the number one thing. Like, if I had like picked up a skill that I knew, like, I don't know why they don't let kids not do skills, right? Like, I mean, like, not really like focus on their careers, right? Because when I was a kid, they would always be like, oh, you have forever to pick your career. Like, don't worry about your career now. I feel like that's the biggest trap ever. It's so stupid, right? Because it's like, what you mean I have forever to pick my career? Like, the better you get at something, the more money you make. The fuck? Like, I feel, nah, that's a big ass joke. I feel like if you're 15 years old, like, pick up a skill, right? Like, learn how to cut hair, learn how to tattoo, learn how to paint, learn how to color. Don't play fucking video games, right? Like, yeah, you can play video games, but pick up a skill that, like, I don't know, bro. There's so many different avenues. Like, I feel like kids nowadays don't really have that much of a problem with it. But I just wish I knew that shit. Like, when I was 15 years old, I was just watching cartoons, right? That's why I want to do animation now, because I don't want to feel like all that time wasted watching cartoons was for no reason, you feel me? So if I was 15 years old, what I would do is I would just pick up a skill, pick up like a hobby or something, because I was just playing RuneScape all day. Like, I feel like it was kind of like the same thing, because in RuneScape, it's like a boring ass game where you just do skills all day, and that's pretty much how life is, and it like molded my life. But yeah, the second thing I wish I knew was to focus on the skill, right? Like, the first thing is the skill, second is the focus, right? Like, yeah, you could try, like, just try a bunch of shit that you know you might like, but then just like fail at as much as you can, right? Fail at them as much as you can, and just basically just try a bunch of shit and fail as many times as you can. Like, try jet skiing, try boating, try ATVing, try crochet, try designing clothes, try doing whatever, bro. Like, it don't matter. Just try so many things. Like, like, if I was 15, right, I'll give myself, because the thing is, when you're 15 years old, you can't really do too much, right? Like, because you're limited. Like, yeah, there's kids making millions of dollars on YouTube and shit, but for the majority of us, we're broke, right? When you're 15 years old, you're broke as fuck. So you don't have as many resources, right? Like, you can't just be like, oh, you know what, I'm gonna buy this kit off of Amazon for 30 bucks because, you know, and just try this out. Like, if you want to do like eyelashes or some shit, you can't just buy a kit or like fucking a model home or whatever, you know? You just can't do that shit because you don't have the bread. But, you know, I don't know. I would have a job too. Like, if I was 15 years old, I was just trying to make money as quick as I can. Like, hustle, right? Like, just try flipping shit. Like, I always, like, anytime I would like listen to an interview with like like a very like successful person, they'd always say the same thing. Like, oh yeah, I was like that kid in school selling candy, trying to flip stuff, you know, just looking up the value stuff, you know. The next thing I wish I knew at 15 was to read a lot, right? Like, I wouldn't read shit. The only thing I would read was Twitter, and that was it. Like, I would just read Twitter, Instagram, social media. I wouldn't even read RuneScape. But if I could now, I would have read books like How to Win Friends, The Power of the 48 Laws, Art of War, shit like that. You know, or just listen to audiobooks, you know? Just invest my time reading in knowledge and getting smarter, right? I would just do that. Another thing is, you know, because this isn't like something that you can really control at 15, because I feel like this is the most, like when you're like the most susceptible to it. But just don't be beating your meat, right? Because the thing is, like, that builds the habit. Like, the more you beat your meat, like if you're 10 years old and you're watching this, don't beat your meat. You know what I mean? Like, just let it naturally come out in like wet dreams, I guess. But the more you beat your meat, the weaker you become, right? And if you end up not beating your meat, then you're good for a long time, and you're gonna be successful. Because successful people become successful because they don't beat their meat. It's just how life is. The next thing I wish I knew at 15 was about drugs, right? And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, don't do drugs, because drugs are fun. And they, you know, like, because the thing is, my life, like with my life, yeah, I did it, but, and you know, I'm on the right path now. But I would, you know, just know that drugs don't lead you down a good, like the best path, right? Like my friend would always tell me, stop smoking weed, stop smoking weed. Like, weed is fun, weed is good, I love weed. But, you know, they never, like, they would always tell me like, oh, if you smoke weed, you'll get influenza, emphysema or some shit, or you'll be like, go to jail. But they never told me that it'll make you not give a fuck about doing shit, and it'll make you lazy. Like, I wish I knew that. I feel like it would have made me not really do it as much. I mean, like, cause I've never been like the kid. I mean, like, I don't know. Like, I've always had drug like training and stuff. Like thank God. I thank God in my life that I'm old enough to not have really gotten into like any hard drugs. Like, I've never done coke, I've never done ecstasy, I've never done crack, never done meth, never done like Adderall or none of that crazy shit. I've only done like the good drugs, like the ones that help you in life. So I wish I would have known about the highs and the lows, right? Like, no one really explained that to me. Like, no one explained to me that in life you're gonna have like, life is a wave, you know? Like, you go high and you go low, you go high and you go low, right? I wish someone explained that to me when I was like 15 years old. And I wish that someone would have told me that, like, oh, if you go too high, you're gonna have really low lows, right? Like when I would beat my meat, I would have like these crazy, like, because in my life nothing would really be too crazy good and fun, you know? But then, like, I would beat my meat and then wow, you feel me? It was like these crazy high highs. And then I would always wonder why, like, oh, I'm so depressed, why am I so apathetic, why do I not give a fuck about anything? Like, I literally be so numb and not give a fuck about shit. And I realized it was because, oh my goodness, I just realized something else right now too. But I realized it was because I was beating my meat. So when you be beating your meat, oh, okay, I get it now. See, I'm learning shit right now while I'm making this video. Oh, also, there's another thing, make videos, make a lot of videos, because then you'll learn shit. But when you know, like, when you're beating your meat, it's gonna make your overall vibe. Like, this is what I literally just learned right now. So when you're beating your meat, you're literally just lowering your vibe because it makes you apathetic. So it makes you real, like, low, you know? But if you're not beating your meat, then you're letting life's highs come naturally. You're letting, because the thing is, everything is always gonna have a high. So if you're having a high from something synthetic like a drug, right, it takes away from all the other highs that you would get, like, you know? That's why people be homeless. That's why people be like on the streets after doing a lot of drugs and shit. Because when they do, because I would always wonder, like, oh, how did this guy get on the street? How did they become a homeless man, right? And then they were always to say drugs, and I didn't understand what the hell that meant. So I took a drug and I was like, wow, this is what drugs is. And I understand now that shit is not a fucking joke. You do a drug, you're end up in the streets, right? Like, yeah, there's people that can function on drugs, but if you do drugs, it'll take away from the highs that you naturally get in life, and then you're gonna have to go through those lows. So when you see those homeless people and stuff, like, honestly, I feel like whatever they have, like, I'm not gonna say that they deserve it, but they put themselves in that situation, you get me? So it's like, yeah, sometimes homeless people don't were not like choosing to be in that position. But that's why, if they didn't choose to have a balanced life, if they choose to go through those like roller coasters and go like super high, if you go super high, you're gonna go super fucking low. That's just how it is, right? So yeah, let's get into the nitty gritty of it, what y'all want to hear about girls, right? So what do I wish I knew about girls when I was 15 years old? I wish I knew about hypergamy. I'm just kidding. I wish I knew how to get them. When I was 15, I didn't know shit about girls. I had a girlfriend, but I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I didn't know shit about girls. First thing I thought that girls thought like men, right? Because like I always thought that men like looks, but I didn't realize that girls just like energy, right? Because like when I was a kid, I had a girl who was like severely verbally abused by her dad, right? And probably her mom too. And I didn't realize that the reason I was even with her was because I had the same experience growing up. So I basically would attract girls that were like damaged and broken, and girls that would always be like yelled at by their dads, and like that's basically the girls that I would attract all the time. And I didn't realize that I was doing that. And I always wanted the hottest girls, but I realized the hottest girls are only hot because their parents were super nice to them. Right? Isn't that crazy? So like when you're boosting your I've always been super attracted to Cubans, right? And I always felt like Cubans were very pretty. And I always noticed that all the girls that I had the biggest, like the most attraction to, were always Cuban, even though I come from Miami. And I always noticed, like, it wasn't until later on in life that I realized like Cuban moms would always be like, oh, mi princesa, mi bella, mi bonita, you know, like they would always be hyping their kids up. So when you hype your kids up, it creates that inner beauty of like, oh yeah, I'm beautiful, I'm a beautiful woman. So if a beautiful woman thinks that she's beautiful, she's gonna be beautiful. So guess what? It's gonna show up in her outside, and she's gonna be hot as fuck. And I didn't realize that was the reason why she was bad. Like I would always wonder, like, oh, why do ugly girls like me? Why am I attracting these ugly girls? But it's because I thought I was ugly. It's because I was always told that, and I would always believe it. And I didn't realize that if you don't believe that shit, then you won't be fucking ugly, right? That's another thing. If you tell yourself you're ugly, you're gonna become ugly. So don't do it. Just use affirmations, right? If you don't want to be an ugly person, just say that you're a beautiful person. Just say you're a good-looking person. Just say you're a sexy person, right? Affirmations. If you're a little kid, do this shit all the time. Boost your fucking head up, right? I don't give a fuck how big-headed, how cocky anyone says you are. If you're watching this video, honestly, you're probably very low self-esteem. The most important thing you can have as a human in this world is self-esteem. So boost that shit fucking up. You feel me? Even if you're a girl, boost that shit the fuck up. You're beautiful. You are beautiful. You feel me? You feel me? You're a beautiful woman. You're a beautiful man, right? Be beautiful. So, use affirmations daily. Like, just keep saying that shit. Oh, I'm successful. I'm beautiful. I'm great. I'm amazing. I'm a great person. Yeah. Just keep saying those things to yourself, and you're gonna believe it. Once you start believing it, you're gonna look it. Let's see. What else do I wish I knew at 15? Money comes from believing that you can make money, right? Because a lot of times I would start new endeavors and I would think, dang, I can't make any money from this. Like, the first thing I ever really did make money from by myself was I used to go to rap shows, right? And then I would always like take videos of rappers, and then I would just be like, oh, you know what? These dudes want these videos, so let me sell them to them. So I would sell the videos to the rappers, and then they'll buy them. And that only happened because I believed it. I would make GoFundMes and shit. Like, I was just thinking about this. Like, I made a GoFundMe account, right? And I was like, oh, I'm gonna make a GoFundMe for my paintings, and people are gonna give me so much money, da 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 da. And no one gave me shit. But the thing is because I didn't believe that I deserved it. I didn't believe I could make it, so I didn't get it, right? But if I had believed in it, I don't know, because I'm speaking in hindsight. But the most important thing you can do is just believe that you can do something, right? Like if you see a fine ass girl, if you believe, oh, I can't do it, I can't do this, da da da, you're not gonna be able to have the confidence to get her. So you have to believe, oh, I can do it. I can get her, right? I can. I know I can. Like, she's not that hard to get. I can do it, right? That's all it really takes. What else do I wish I knew at 15? I don't know. If I was 15 years old, I wouldn't really care about school. Oh yeah, get good grades, right? Get good grades in school. Because the thing is, I never got good grades. I could have, but I just didn't give a fuck. But go to college and get good grades. But most importantly, learn a skill. Just value people. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Value people. Like, you might be annoyed at people. You might not want people to talk to you. But just make everyone feel important, right? Like, anyone that you see in the world, just say hi to them. Just say, hey, hi, how are you doing? Hello, you know? Like, you hear the first one I did, it didn't sound that confident. But then as you do it over and over again, you're gonna get more and more confident. So just say, hey, hello, you know? Just treat everyone like they're the most important person ever, right? Like, I always heard the story that Beyonce, anytime she would enter the room, she'd be like, hi, I'm Beyonce. Like, if people don't know, she's Beyonce. You feel me? So yeah, with all that being said, I hope this video helped you guys. Anyone that was 15 years old, invest in stocks, invest in real estate, invest in crypto. I wish I did that at 15. I wish I didn't even know about crypto when I was 15. I didn't know about that shit till I was 19. But yeah, start a business, do all that stuff. Those are all things I wish I knew at 15 years old. So with all that being said, like the video, comment below what you guys want me to answer, and just ask me a question and I'll answer it. And and subscribe if you're new. And with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.